Rivers misses out as federal government disburses 66.5 billion naira World Bank COVID-19 grants to states. The federal government has disbursed 66.5 billion to 35 eligible states on the basis of the amended COVID-19 responsive 2020 budget result achievement. According to a statement by Hassan Dodo, Director of Press at the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Rivers was the only state that missed out of the grant due to its inability to meet the required criteria to publish its COVID-19 response amended budget. The ministry explained that each state received 1.9 billion naira, which is approximately $5 million. The program is wholly financed with $750 million loan from the International Development Association (IDA). Zainab Ahmed, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, said the disbursement is under the performance-based grant component of the award. Bank-assisted state fiscal transparency, accountability and sustainability. Rivers State is the only one that missed out on the grant due to its inability to meet the eligibility criteria, which required the state to have passed and published online on a state's website by July 31st, 2020, credible. Fiscally responsible COVID-19 responsive amended 2020 budget, duly approved by the State's House of Assembly and assented to by the state governor, the statement reads. It must also significantly lower the gross statutory revenue projection, consistent with the revised medium-term expenditure framework (MTEF) and federal government budgets, reduced non-essential overhead and capital expenditures. The budget must be tagged and found to have allocated at least 10% of the total expenditure of the amended budget for COVID-19 relief, restructuring and recovery programs, and identified credible sources to fully finance the budget deficit to avoid the accumulation of arrears. Ahmed said the COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant economic shocks have put significant pressure on state fiscal resources and undermined the reality and credibility of the state's original 2020 annual budget. The minister expressed optimism that the fund will strengthen Nigerian fiscal response to COVID-19 and align efforts at the federal and state levels. The federal government had earlier in April 2020 disbursed 43.3 billion, approximately $120.6 million to 24 states based on their performances. Thank you for listening to this news. River State is exempted. Is it the right time for the federal government to start disbursing this particular fund? This particular fund, when were they informed to disburse it? When were they informed to disburse it? They decide to disburse this fund based on because the international country that made the availability of these materials has been informed of Nigerian governments keeping this fund to their personal selves. because they have been exposed. That is why they decided to release this fund. And releasing it, they have to purposefully allow some states to default so that some states will be denied of this sharing. So them saying that River State never met with the criteria, that is why they were exempted, is not enough reason. The question here is it the right time to disburse this particular fund? They decide to disburse this fund when youth has already lose hope of living. This particular fund supposed to be disbursed when the youth are mostly in need of it, and that was the period of the COVID-19. That was when the youths actually needed it, and not now. So disbursing it now means they are actually disbursing it by making mockery of the youths, telling them that they cannot survive without this disbursement. That's what they're trying to say. You see that? Our governments do things always at the wrong time. They will never for once do things at the right time. No? River State is exempted, River State is not exempted. It's not what I'm actually looking at. Do you understand? I'm not looking at that. And I will never look at that. I'm looking at the federal government not doing it when they're supposed to do it. And I will say that this is a complete deceit and cheat. And also injustice. Injustice. And this is also a lesson to Nyesom Wike, the governor of River State, who claimed to know so much. One will not say that it is as a result of the many attacks he has given to the federal government that made them to deny him of this. Because he left the needful that he's supposed to pay attention to and start paying attention to the unneedful. To the unneedful. It's not proper. It's not proper. You see that? So he is the one that caused it. The time is supposed to use in paying attention to the needs of the people of River State, is using it to pay attention to what doesn't matter. Paying attention to the soldiers attacking the Obigos or Onyibo or whatever. You see that? See the opportunity he just made his people to lose out from. That's the problem. Well, my viewers, based on this matter, what is your take? What do you think? Please, deem it fit to leave your comments below the comment box. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated whenever we upload any new videos. Thank you.